it's Kelly, and I am back with this month's Dash Bash with Rachel and Kelly. I am going to be using the Paige Evans Bloom Street collection, if I can only say that. And I'm going to scrapbook this photo of my darling niece here, or darling great niece, actually, there. I've chosen to use that background paper there, which is a little blue pattern with leaves. I like the contrast between that and the pink outfit that she's wearing. That leaf paper is the Bloom Street #4 paper. I absolutely love that heart paper that I just showed you there. That's probably one of my all-time favorite papers ever in any collection. And that is the Bloom Street #6 paper, the heart paper. So I believe now I'm going to cut the leaf paper there and get that um, cropped and everything that I need to do there. So I apologize, by the way, guys, because this is real time. Normally, it is not real time. Normally, I would speed a video up, but unfortunately, I did an update to my software that I use, my Filmora software that I normally use to work on videos, and it is a mess. There's something wrong with it. They changed something in the software, and I cannot do a voiceover. So at least not when I speed up a video, even when the video is not sped up, I kind of have a problem with that. So not good. Anyway, you may notice a jump from time to time here while I try to cut out things that are more meaningless to the process so you don't have to watch 22 minutes of me shifting things around. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking at adding that coral paper to the background, and I decide that, you know what, I really didn't like it, that I liked it just with the green on the background of the rainbow of hearts, basically. So I'm playing around a little bit with where exactly I want the photo to go in that rainbow of hearts. And then I am also going to start looking for some ephemera to use here. Okay, so there's a journaling card there, and I like the flower on that journaling card. I don't really have a lot to say, but I also found that pink tab, and when I have a rainbow of colors like this, I tend to like things that are a solid color like that placed over the same part of the rainbow where the color is. So that's why the pink tab is up in that corner. Plus, I really just think I need a pink tab up in that corner. I need some sort of tab up in that corner. And now I'm looking at it like the watering can there just because it's pink, but then that would put that down kind of in the purple, green, blue section. I'm thinking about changing the journaling piece out to that tag because I like that a little bit better. There's a little bit less journaling space because really I would really just need to get the date on here. But I don't really need as much space as on that tag. I also really like that heart, the two hearts there. Now I've also found some flowers here, and I really like the way those look on this. Thinking about using that circle, but decide, no, that's not the right thing to use. Um, it just, the shape just felt really off to me. So just going through more of the pieces here. Now, I really like this bouquet and also that little journaling piece that's a banner. And one of the things I also really like about it is that the predominant colors there are like purple and blue, and they're sitting within that purple and blue part of the rainbow. So since that is a floral piece, I found this other floral cluster from the Bloom Street ephemera, and I've always loved that particular cluster, so I'm glad that I get to put it on a layout that I really like, or with pictures I really like, or picture that I really like, and then that paper that I like as well. So next I'm thinking about more about what I can do in that top. I'm playing around again with pinks in that top left hand corner there. I want something there, but I'm not quite sure what. I want it to stand out, I think, and I'm just not finding things that I think stand out. Okay, so I'm back to the pink tab up in that corner again that I really like, but I'm thinking I need some sort of color or something up there, and I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I'm going to these Bloom Street flowers to see if I can find something I like. And I do like the color of that pink flower there, but it feels big. Part of it is that it's a more minor part of the embellishment, and that pink flower was bigger than the pink flower in the top right cluster above the photo there. So I did find a smaller pink flower, but it still didn't feel right. I think it felt like it was the wrong shape. So I'm trying that, I think it's like a pansy flower. So that works. And especially, as I'm looking at it on the playback, but I'm thinking, no, I need color here. And the other two flower clusters do have color in them. It's not that they're all a single color. I'm going to play around with that a little bit, looking at this orange here to see if that works. Now I kind of like that contrast a little bit there with the hearts. I think you're kind of losing the tab a little bit. And so I'm, kind of thinking about that. Now I'm trying a pansy here in yellow. Again, I think the orange was just calling too much attention to itself. So now trying a little bit of the purple and the yellow. And those colors are just a little bit too different for me. Now I found this pink flower here at the top left, and that is from the Horizon collection, from the ephemera from that. And I do like the fact that it's pink, but it just has a little bit of a green pop to it, just like the other two clusters have that little green pop. And I think that that is what I was missing in this whole in the whole ephemera on the top of the floral ephemera on the top left there. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to ink everything with my Memento Dewdrop gray flannel ink. And I'm going to spare you watching me do everything. Okay, so I have everything inked there, and now I'm going to start to glue things down. I'm adding that tab up into the top left, just a little space for journaling or an extra spot to embellish things. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking that flower that goes on top of that tab, I'm going to add some foam tape behind it. When things are almost tone on tone like these are, it really helps if you add a little bit of foam tape behind it because it just gives it an extra little shadow to differentiate. And the gray dewdrop, Memento Dewdrop gray flannel ink is also doing the same thing. It's giving it a little bit of a shadow as well too. All right, now I'm going to get this cluster kind of glued down here, that bluey purple cluster. And one of the things I like to keep in mind when I'm creating my embellishment clusters is that I want each item to touch as many layers as it can. So both of the items in this cluster are touching all three layers of paper and the photograph and each other. And what that does is it really just helps bring your whole layout together. It helps it make a little bit more sense in your eye and make things more cohesive. So that's why you do that, and that's really helpful. It also helps you kind of think about grouping things together instead of what they used to call the old Snickers or sticker sneeze. That's a hard thing to say, where you just kind of put stickers all over the paper. When you put them together, it helps make sense of the layout. It tells your eye where to look, tells it what's important, all those kinds of things. Okay, so now I'm just kind of playing a little bit with where I want the photo positioned. Obviously, I've talked a lot about how I want the elements that match the colors in the Rainbow of Hearts to sit near the rainbow colors. So I'm playing around with that a little bit. I wanted to move them a little bit closer here because that flower in the top right corner is pink, and then obviously I have the blue purple one on the bottom. So just want to kind of play around a little bit with that. Give myself a little bit of room over the top to put some sort of title in, I'm thinking. Not quite sure what that's going to be yet. Okay, so now more embellishment, little title perhaps. I'm looking at stickers here. I have a lot of butterflies left, but my great niece's mama does not really like butterflies, so those are definitely out. So kind of looking at that sticker sheet. Don't have a lot left there actually. All right, kind of looking at, this is the Horizon sticker sheet. I'm just looking for whatever I can use here. And it's hard because it's off camera, so you can't see that. What I do find, though, is this word that says dream. And it's going to be a little bit, I have things to poke out. I am going to spare you watching me do that. Okay, so magically, the word dream is now on the paper there. I just had to poke letters out and get it all arranged there. And that was my cat. That's Linus. He had to make his appearance, I guess. All right, so now that that's down and the picture is down, I'm thinking about other things that I could possibly put on here. And I know I have some flowers that are puffy flowers, and I think those might look pretty good. And I find them right here. And those puffy flowers are from Mementa, and it's the friendship stickers. I've had these like forever, and I haven't used very many of them. So I'm, kind of playing around with what I can do here. And there's that orange flower there. And I do like that flower there. But I also like this yellow one as well too. Again, for the same reason I keep saying that that yellow one is closer to the part of the rainbow. Now here's this orange one. And I'm thinking about adding that in there. And even though it's not as close to the orange, there's other colors in there, and I guess I was okay with this. Now, and I couldn't put it up on the top where the pink is just because it would be way too big, but I do need something up there, so I'm adding that flower in there. And I have one more flower with like a leaf cluster on it, kind of playing with where that one could go. I have a couple of different possibilities here. And I'm really kind of liking it right there. All right, so that looks pretty good. And just looking at, is there anything else I could use? And I find these kind of like, they're like a smaller floral little piece there. And so I'm going to scatter those around the different clusters here. So now I do have some colors that are not necessarily in the rainbow. And I'm okay with the way that looks. I think it's a smaller version. So I've now started scattering those colors around, and they're less in the rainbow. I don't know why it didn't bother me with the puffy stickers, but it did the other way. But that's okay. All right. So now I'm thinking about a title and what I could possibly do for that. And the top right flower cluster has some silver in it, and I know I have a Schmel alphabet that's called Field Trip, and that's what I'm thinking about using, but I'm having a hard time finding it. So there it is. And I really, oh my gosh, I love these letters. I needed to order more of them, and I think I looked at one point and I couldn't find them. But they're just, it's a fantastic, thin, the perfect size for either a smaller title or a subtitle. And I've been really, and I just like the way the finish on them and just the way they look in general. All right, so kind of thinking, I'm trying to remember that I was thinking about a different title than the one I settled on, but I think I was missing letters I needed. So, and I want to work the word dream in it. So I'm going to call it A Dream Come True. And I don't have enough E's. And right now I'm just kind of putting the letters on to try to get them to work to make sure I have the, enough letters for all the title. And in general, do I like where those are landing? That's where I discover I don't have enough E's. But I do have 2 3s, and you can just turn those the other way, and that makes a really nice E. So that's what I did here. And the letters in the word dream are less straight, they're curly and that kind of thing. So I'm okay with that curly E in the words come and true. So I am just about done here. Just trying to figure out if I want to add in, like I wanted some more silver, was hoping for like, I don't know, an asterisk or something like that, but I couldn't find one. So the date on this photo is 6/15, and there were no 2s. I was thinking about adding 6/15/20, but I don't have any left in this alpha, possibly because I've written 2020 in this alpha before. So what I'm going to settle on here is just adding in 6/15, and then I can do the 6/15/2020 in the little bit of journaling I'm going to do. So you guys, again, don't forget to check out the description because I will have Rachel's video links down there. And then don't forget to wait to the end of the video and you'll see some still shots and some detail shots. That is, once I figure out how to get these letters positioned properly. It's just all a lot slower when it's not sped up. This is real scrapping speed here. And I actually scrap fairly quickly, honestly. All right, you guys. Oh, and I do have to straighten this title out. I put it down just kind of fast and it wasn't completely straight. So I'm just going to take my little cutter bee tweezers there. So I have my 2 favorite things, my Memento Dewdrop ink and gray flannel on the top and that cutter bee tweezers. Just makes it easier so you can see and, kind of, instead of your fingers having to do the moving and not being able to tell. Much, much easier. All right, you guys, here is the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I will be back with another layout again soon. Bye, everybody.